It's not an attack, but I got some questions to ask. Like seriously, some questions. But before we get started, let me something inspired me to talk about this. But let me start with the prayer or the thanks to the great mother. I want to give all praises to you, great mother, who go by 10,000 names, 10,000 titles. Without you, there would be no us, no universe, no dimensions, no portals, no nothing. Because you are connected to you are connected to the great cosmic womb that created all of this. We want to give thanks to you for our women and also us men who are the original. Want to give thanks. Want to give thanks to all of the creations that you have created. Want to give thanks to you for always being there. For you are the unsung hero that they don't speak about in all these religions. Without you, there would be no religion, to be honest with you. But we want to give thanks to you and say thank you for always showing your divine love and being that unsung hero for all of us. Divine Mother, we want to say thank you for literally being the mother that you are. We're going to give thanks to everything that you have done for us. And you are very vital to this planet, to this realm, to all the realms. Just want to say thank you and give thanks to the ancestral spirit. Want to give thanks to the archangels, the angels, and the ancestors themselves. For we come to the throne to ask for protection, guidance, and your divine love, your divine overstanding, understanding, understanding, and understanding. For we thank you, but we need you the most with your divine love and protection from those that claim to be righteous and spiritual, but they're actually unrighteous and they're wolves in sheep's clothing. We ask you to protect us from all of them. Ashe, 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 Yabobo. Let's go. Why every time I get on the phone or on the live, you got to say something? All right. So, give me a moment, please. I'm back. I had to talk to my son real quick. All right. This is not no hate. This is not an attack, but these are questions to those that are that's from Nigeria here in this country. Why do many of you cosplay amongst us, but also have your own agendas? Just a question. Talk down on us that been here from day one, and then you use our culture that you say that don't we don't a lot of you don't say that we don't have a culture. We use the culture that we created over here to cosplay, to invade, to study, to mimic. I just want to know why. Um, this is not a hate thing, but it's just some questions that need to be asked. Um, why do many of you on YouTube that are content creators always talk about what goes on over here with us, but you never talk about what goes on over in your country? The obsession is really like kind of like spooky and creepy. It's just something that I be wanting to know, and I've been quiet for a while about it. Um, and me being the person that I am, I'm not attacking. It's just questions that I want to know. Everything is centered about what's going on over here, but never talk about what's going on over there. Everything is centered about what's going on with us, but not what's going on over there. It's always every time I look, is somebody from Africa that's talking about what's going on over here, but you never talk about what goes on over there. And it seemed like it's an obsession for people that quote unquote don't have a culture. And it's something that I really wanted to know. But what I found out, literally, the obsession is a more spiritual obsession than anything. From what I found out, is that us over here have this serious power of determination and this internal and powerful fight that we have embraced and took upon against what you call the belly of the beast, right? And for some reason, I feel as though that by us having that kind of strength in numbers and spirit of ourselves, peace, and the strength and the power within ourselves, that many of you are inspired to be the way that we are because of the sheer fight that we have within us, that we can create something out of nothing. And that piece, how you doing? And that in its own says a lot about our spirit over here, which caused an obsession of us over here. Peace. And that is something that really kind of grind my gears. And it's like, if we can make something out of nothing, why cannot you? If we are your inspiration, why can't you admit that? And then why do you come over here with the tribal mentality like you're better when we were the ones that paved the way for all of you? All of the immigrants got paved the way through us from the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors who really were indigenous. Because I can tell you that my grandmother, who's alive, my last living grandmother who's alive today, was born and raised in Virginia. And her father was born and raised in Virginia. He was not enslaved. He was actually indigenous and looked just like this. We fought for a lot over here and still going through an ongoing fight. But I just question why are many of you cosplaying, and why do you want to bring your culture to invade the culture that we have created over here when you can't do that over there in your land, in your country? You do run over here and flee from over here because of what goes on in your countries. And then you also use the education that we fought for equality, and still don't get the equality. So we done paved the way for many daggone immigrants and many different nationalities to come over here just to go ahead and get stomped upon. So my thing is, to many of you Nigerians, and many of you African immigrants, and not just you, many other immigrants, how dare you try your best to wipe out our culture and with the contributions that we did to make this country what it is today? Because many of people that don't look like my people cosplay and copy off the culture that we created over here. So I have nothing but love for brothers and sisters over there, but it's just a question that I really have to ask, that really kind of really make me want to know, why the damn hell do you want to take everything from us and try to use it as a stepping tool to get you on a higher pedestal? And why can't you use what you're using over there in your country? Just curious. Because it really makes me wonder why you're not paying homage to the people that paved the way for you. That's what and why you want to cosplay. And I can name a couple of y'all that cosplay in our heritage, our culture. Wale, you're one. Wale, you rapping and using our tool, and we use that to catapult you. I'm naming some names. I'm gonna name one for right now. It's many of you, and it's making me want to question for you to say that all this other stuff. And then what I also noticed is that you're on YouTube and you're always in Kenya and all of that other stuff, and you talk about issues that we have over here, but you don't talk about the issues that you have over there, like how the UN took over your country, Kenya, and relocated over there. There's things that I really want to ask you all, okay? And it's like, why is the obsession of us, Black Americans, Black Americans, Black Americans? I don't look at myself as Black because it means death in law. But it's just little questions that I want to ask you. Because some of you cosplay so well that we don't know that you're from Nigeria. Unless you have a slippage. Some of us can tell by cheekbones too. Some of us can tell you're from Kenya by cheekbones and all of that. But for some reason, you come over here and a lot of you come over here and look down on us. The same people that paved the way for you to bring your ass over here. So am I pissed? No, it's just questions that I have because I'm very fiery because I'm an Aries Deacon 3, meaning I'm an Aries and Sagittarius. I have Sagittarius traits as well. So it's questions that I have to ask. Period. Why? Why cosplay and say we don't have a culture? And I'm not saying all of you. I'm not saying all of you. Because I have met some brothers and sisters from the continent that humbled themselves and recognize and pay homage to us. But there's a lot of you that are in higher places, like Essence, like the Essence company, how you cosplay and how you infiltrated the stuff that we build, and you're trying to bring your culture into ours. A lot of us cannot relate to your culture because you want to put us down as African, but can I say something? Many of us are not African. And that's true. And there's a thing that was called paper genocide on us that look like this, that are actually true indigenous to the true indigenous to the land, and people know this. If you don't believe me, look up a guy named Walter Plecker on what he did to the people in Virginia that looked like yours truly, where my grandmother was born and raised. So therefore, there's a lot of things that we have to question and start looking into and stop trying to put that stigma of us being quote unquote African all the time. Because we know that we've been influential on y'all movements over there because y'all trying to figure out how can these people still fight against what they consider white supremacy. It's just thoughts that come to my mind. You get me? And this is not an attack. Like I said, it's just it's questions that I ask that when you come over here, many of you, not all of you, look down on us and try to say we are katas and all of that. I kept this quiet for a while now, but I just really have that question or questions. And other immigrants that come from that land that we call Africa, which is also known as El Kebulon, why? Why, once again, you're on these YouTube streets and you're always putting up videos on the so-called Black American struggle and us going against the establishment and the challenges that we face over here, when you never talk about the challenges that you face in your own country that is inhabited by invaders, that is taking your resources and then at the same time looking down on you like you're no one, when you're actually indigenous from that country, that continent, and you are still talking about us. You don't want to talk about the problems that you face, but you want to talk about the problems that we face. It's an obsession because I know for a fact that you look at us like, damn, these people went through this, and this, and they still are here. Let's not talk about how Korea used what they call K-pop, which is none other than so-called Black American music, and infiltrated and reconstructed and called it K-pop. So I question all of y'all. For us not to have a culture, we are goddamn going inspiring to everybody on the fucking planet. So I really had to ask these questions about not just these African countries, but a lot of y'all, even down to the Mexicans. We are very influential in your culture too. So there's things that I really want to say that I kept my mouth quiet on for a very long time. And it really kind of bothered me because I was influenced to do this video because of what goes on with my children at their school about a lot of the Mexicans. So a lot of people really need to just give and pay homage to us. And I'm going to really be honest with you. Be really honest with you all. 7:28. So it's a question I have to ask many of you. Why come at the people that paved the way for you, but then when this whole ICE thing take place, you want us to come out and save you? Let me tell you something. You reap what you sow, and when you talk bad about the people that paved the way, this is your karma. And I'm not being negative or evil. I'm just being honest now. And I've been quiet about this for quite some time, but something just said, you know what? Ask these questions. Ask these questions. Because I'm for the whole human race. Don't get it twisted. But these questions I have to ask you all. For some people that don't have a culture, we are very inspirational because our culture is worldwide, it seems as though, and global, because everybody want to be a rapper. Everybody want to add rap into their music. Let's go ahead and talk about what they call that Afro beats, how it's been inspired by us. K-pop inspired by us. Dancehall inspired by us. But see, what y'all need to understand is that I have Caribbean blood too. So don't get it twisted. I can speak on that. But even Bob Marley said how he was inspired by us. You got me? So I really wanted to just put that out there. It's nothing for no attacks or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. We need the 90s back. I mean, let's be honest. Like, for real, like, I'm not attacking nobody. It's just questions. Why cosplay and not pay homage to the people that paved the way for you to come over here to get your education, to get the stuff that you get, and then you talk bad about those same people that paved the way. We had leaders, men, women, children that sacrificed themselves for all of you to come over here to get your education, to own businesses, to bring your children over here and get the education over here to take back to your lands and so on. Where is the gratitude and the humbleness is located at? Where is that located at? Why you don't show it? Because we know we're very inspirational, but I'm speaking on behalf of people that look like me over here that was born here, that can trace back their lineage here. And that's the question. This is not an attack. But why is the obsession of our ways over here so captivating to people that are African content creators on YouTube? And you talk about our struggle, but you never talk about your struggle. You never film and show and talk about your struggle. And let's not talk about other social media platforms like Instagram, where a lot of sisters from Africa are twerking, wearing revealing clothes, trying to captivate the brothers over here and trying to get with the brothers over here. I'm just saying, it's just excuse me, it's just thoughts and stuff that I question, because there are women that's over there that are saying to their women, we have to get a black American man to be our husband. There's just questions that I need to know. And it's like I said, it's not an attack. These are questions. Why? What is the main reason that we captivate you all? What is the aura that you see? Okay, what is that aura that you see that captivates you, that keeps you intrigued, that keep you want to cosplay and mimic? Because I feel it as though it is a spiritual reason to that. And I think the spiritual reason is that we have a warrior spirit that never gives up, and that the ancestors themselves incarnate in us to bring forth the fight that ignites everybody across the globe. That's what I honestly think. And that is something that I really feel as though that's what it is. Because we're not just inspiring to those brothers and sisters in El Kebulon, what we call Africa. We are also inspiring to Caucasian people too, to be honest. And that's been going on for a very long time. We've been inspiring to everybody, even in India. We've been inspiring to those in other locations, but we never seem to get the ignition, the recognition of, wow, these people really went through all of this and they're still walking, they're still talking, they're still inspiring others. It's just something that it's just questions that I just really have to ask. Thank you. Thank you, Angela Watson. And this is not an attack, though. It's just questions. It's just questions. I don't want nobody thinking I'm attacking. I really don't. It's just questions that I have to ask that really makes me wonder, if we are so much of a bad people, why is our culture so inspirational to other cultures and other nations? And when you come over here, you look down on us, many of you, not all of you, like we are no one. But everybody seems to take some culture from us, dealing with the hip hop, dealing with the R&B, soul, even down to the gospel, even down to the country music. A lot of that come from us, if not all of that come from us. And Michael Jackson spoke on this before they took him out. And RIP to Michael Jackson, because he did talk about all the dances and musical genres that we created. And we're so inspirational, but other nations and nationalities, may I say, or cultures, may I say, take from us and pretty much try to ish on us. And don't want to say, oh, we've been inspired by your culture, your musical genres to create ours. Let's not talk about how classical music is originally from melanated people. Don't believe me? Look it up. You better get the Dark Ages in Europe and the Enlightenment along with the Renaissance. I'm just saying. It's things that I just want to put out there, just questions. And it's like something I really wanted to know and see what y'all think. It's not an attack. I can name some people, thanks to some of the mods that are on YouTube that you won't even know that are actually Nigerian. You'd be like, whoa. You know? And it's like, if you're inspired by us, give thanks and give us give us some sort of praise, because we went through a lot in this country. And they say that we were slaves, but I must tell you, like other brothers and sisters that found out that we are actually indigenous in this, we were what you call prisoners of war, POWs. And we found a way to try to bring forth our joy throughout the struggles that we go through over here in this country, i.e. the musical genres, the fashion statements, and so on. We inspired not just people in other nations in this country, but globally, even through music, because they say music is universal. So we've been universal all this time, and people are still captivated on how we still are doing the things that we're doing. And I can exactly Miss Angela Watson, most definitely. And Bob Marley was inspired by the Motown sound. People don't even know that. He was inspired by the people over here. And the revolutionary mindset came from us over here too. But what people need to understand, and I want y'all to know this, that a lot of people that you call Haitian are actually, and a lot, I apologize, y'all see when I start going in deeper detail how they just shut me off, right? So what they don't tell you, that a lot of brothers and sisters from the Caribbean are originally from here, right? And what they're not telling everybody, also a little secret, a little gem, is that during ancient America, before the continental drift separated the lands, Pangea, those brothers and sisters from West Africa, y'all are originally from here. So I get it, because a part of y'all were taken when y'all were separated from here to over there. That's why the country is not really, a lot of the parts of the country are not fully developed like that because of that, because people don't even know that Nigeria was founded in 1960. Don't believe me? Look it up. So the country of Nigeria is like 65 years, like 65, 66 years old. This is facts. So I want to let everybody know that the original people of West Africa are really originally from here because of the continental drift. And when the lands got separated, they wound up being over there. Okay, a lot of the sciences that they practice over there, or the quote unquote magic they practice over there, we were doing over here at one point in time. Just saying, if you don't believe me, gotta do you can fact check this. Okay, um, it's just stuff that I really want to say, that I realize that we are pretty much like the heart of the melanated people. It seems like I'm giving a shout out to my brothers and sisters of the Caribbean that's connected to the Arawak Nation. Okay, if you don't know about the Arawak Nation, look it up, because a lot of people in the Caribbean are connected to that bloodline. And a lot of people that are from Louisiana, Mississippi, and all that, Florida, are connected to that bloodline as well. Shout out to the Yamasi. I'm just wanting to let y'all know that we understand, but we just have questions. Why look down on us when we are inspiring everybody on the planet? We know about the warrior spirit that we have within us. And at least show love, because we always embraced everybody in our culture. We always did that. Now, there is a thing that people are now saying, hell no, we're going to start gatekeeping our shit. And it's happening. A lot of our people are wanting to gatekeep our stuff now because they're starting to see how it's out of order. And it's very much out of order. And I'm not here to attack, but I'm here to let y'all know, like, hey, I never talk about this. But it really started eating me up from how different cultures, nationalities are so inspired, but they want to shit on us. And let's not talk about the Latinos. Let's not talk about that right now. Because those that are Latinos, and mainly the so-called Afro-Latinos, shout out to many of y'all, because y'all at a situation where people, where you're dealing with a lot of racism in the Latin culture, which I also have my family bloodline. So my family is all mixed up. I'm gonna be real with you in my DNA and my bloodline. I know my bloodline. So I can speak from other aspects and different parts of this to ask share questions, because there's supposed to be unity, not division. Unity, not division. But I guess what happened, the whole whatever. So it's like it's time for us to really get on to that. You feel me? So there's just questions that I have to ask. Questions, just questions. It's not an attack. It's just questions. why do this? Why is there no unity? Why is there, why is there so much division?
You ready to go?
Yes. So on that note, it's just questions, y'all. I just want to put that out there as nothing but love, respect. You know, we need to start paying attention to what's going on. Let's not do this anymore. You understand? It really is frustrating because we all face something that's our common enemy. Okay? And that is the ugly face of the Western way of living. So on that note, love, peace, light, supreme, love, peace, light, darkness, which is the yin and the yang, which is the divine feminine and masculine, to bring forth divine, the bring forth balance. And it's your little big brother, Nega Dezo, also known as Green Light Cosmic Angel Fire. Love all of y'all, brothers and sisters from El Capitan, which we call Africa. There's no hate. We just question where's the love at and where's the appreciation. Period. Okay? Love all y'all. Take care.